Can you believe what this bitch said about us? And I'm like, we've got our first hater. Like, we fucking made it.
We've made it.
It's none of our business. 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 It's none of our business.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, Amanda.
How you doing?
Life is just a fucking bowl of cherries.
Welcome, everybody, to the It's Really None of Your Business podcast.
As you can tell, we've had a rebranding this week because we've had a little bit of a, what do you call it? I don't know, an episode?
A bit of an episode, yeah. We had some
Drama. We had
drama.
fucking drama this week.
We had some haters. We had a Zoom call, like a FaceTime call with a stranger.
Yeah, and I think that I said, Amanda called me and she was quite upset. Like, can you believe what this bitch said about us? And I'm like, we've got our first hater. Like, we fucking made it.
We've made it. Okay, so let's tell everybody what happened.
Okay, let's tell them.
So when we originally decided to start this podcast, we went through, I don't know, hundreds of names.
We did, yeah.
We messaged each other back and forth. What about this? What about this? Like we had like some like, what was it? Was like wine and something like.
Yeah, like cheap wine and like we thought
cheap wine and conversation.
Yeah, like we actually sat down and every one that we liked, we're like, that's a great name. We Googled it, taken. Like the most obscure name, taken.
Yeah.
And then when we found it's none of our business, we didn't come up with anything. Like we seriously didn't.
Like okay, like spoiler alert, there's another podcast with that name. But I swear to God, when we were looking, I did not see it.
Yeah.
It was until after we had already. Okay, so another thing is this has been months in the making.
Yeah.
We are busy people. It's taken us a long time to kind of get to this actually recording episodes.
Yeah, like from the conception of, hey, what a great idea, to our first recording was probably honestly a couple of months.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a theme song and we had some art drawn up and we ended up with, I'm going to say 7 or 8 episodes in the bank before we actually started releasing. So it's not like we're like, well, let's change our name to.
So all of a sudden we get an Instagram follower from It's None of Our Business. And this was before we even launched because we had our Instagram set up, a few weeks before. And we're going, oh, what's this? And we look off. Fuck, like there's another podcast with this name. Oh, well, like what are we going to do? Like we each have our own podcast and there's similar names out there.
There is, like my podcast, The Front Seat, The Road Back To. There is another podcast called The Front Seat. And I ran into it because I said to my Alexa, hey, Alexa, play The Front Seat. And then this podcast came on that wasn't mine. And it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. Just watch mine. It's actually really bad. I mean, but what we're saying is that there are so many podcasts with the same name, with similar names.
Yeah. So we didn't think it was going to be the end of the world. We kind of we already have our stuff. Let's just roll with it. So as we start releasing episodes, I think we released like our first set, like the first week. And the guy from that podcast reached out to us.
Yeah.
He said, I think we need to address the elephant in the room. We happen to have the same name. And how do you guys want to proceed? Is there going to be any issues with this? And we kind of talked about it and we said, let's just like respectfully say like, sorry, like our bad. Because it was 100% our fault.
Yeah, it was.
Which is what we said. We said, sorry about that. But like, it's kind of like we're already in like, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Do you guys? The problem is they've been doing it like, they have 4 seasons. I think they're on their 5th season.
Like 2018 or something.
Hundreds of episodes, or like over 100 episodes. They've got a lot of downloads. Like they're an established podcast. So in their mind, they're like, what are you guys doing coming and stealing our name, essentially?
Yeah.
So we didn't really put too much thought into it. And then I think they were kind of like, okay, cool. Like we're only worried if one of the podcasts, hits big, it might screw up the other one. So like, let's just keep in touch. Okay, cool. Well, then all of a sudden I check Facebook one day and Monica had posted a picture of us with like a comment, something about boxed wine. And underneath it, this person had commented, classic white people trying to appropriate shit that's not theirs.
Just like, what?
And I go, what the fuck? Like,
so
what
now we're racist because we drink boxed wine.
Yeah. So then I check our Instagram messages, and the guy from None of Our Business reached out again, and he said, okay, you guys can't possibly tell me that you guys didn't do this on purpose. You're following all the same people as us now. You guys are like trying to get into our network essentially. So what happened is one of their friends had their back and like wanted to tell, and like she commented on another one too, telling us to change our fucking name and don't steal their name. Pretty much. So I'm going, oh my God, this is a way bigger deal than I thought it was going to be.
Exactly. It's way too much drama for us who are just trying to drink wine and talk.
Yeah. So I responded to him. I said, oh, he asked if we were using bots to gain followers. Like you could tell he was pissed.
Yeah.
What had happened was Monica went through and was just trying to build her Instagram account. So she started following suggested people on the account.
Yeah.
And I think because we were connected to them, because I think we were following their account, it suggested their friends. So Monica just follow. So she started following people. She didn't really think anything of it.
I do that. I do things and don't think first.
So I respond, no, we're not using bots. Let's get on a phone call because I'm not messaging back and forth about this.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like vibrating because I like the comments from that girl is what really set me over the edge.
Well, yeah.
So I blocked her. It like got rid of the mess. I think I can't see the messages.
No,
I'm assuming they're
it's
gone.
done. Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, so then he goes, well, I'm not available for a call. So I'm spending all day just thinking about this, going, fuck, what are we going to do? Like, do we change our name? Like, we don't want to cause trouble.
No, we don't.
Like, we're not here to fight with people.
And we're only like 5 episodes in at this point. So the rebranding is not going to be like, we can't expect, he's not going to rebrand or them.
And we shouldn't ask
and we
them.
don't expect them to.
No, we don't expect them to. This was our fault. Now that we have done more research, they have a website, they had Instagram. How we missed it, I don't know. Maybe we were just so like blinded by searching for so many things.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But anyways, so then I'm like waiting for him to see if he has time for a face conversation. Like I wanted to FaceTime him or hop on the phone with him or whatever, just to discuss it. And so that way he could hear my voice and know, like, I'm not trying to fuck you. Like, fuck you over, that is.
Yeah.
And anyways, in the meantime, she comments on another photo. This time it was from a different account. And she goes, fucking white people shit blocking me. And then deleting I don't remember what she said. I have it saved somewhere.
But at this point, like if you've heard our previous podcast about Amanda's anger issues.
I was literally vibrating. So I didn't care that he hadn't responded to me yet. I just went on Instagram and hit like I've never done this before. Apparently you can video call people through Instagram.
Oh.
News to me. So it's ringing and I'm vibrating because I'm like, who, like, did he tell this chick to do this? Who is this chick? Like, she's fucking white in all of her pictures too. I don't know. If you're watching this, like, fuck you. Like, I don't know you, but like, fuck you.
Or just grow up.
Yeah, well,
Really?
she told us to grow up.
Oh.
She's like blocking me and then just change your name and grow up. And it's like, we're dealing with it. Give us a fucking minute, lady. Like,
how grade 7?
yeah. Anyway, so he answers. He's like at work, and I was like, "Hello." Like, I'm like, "I hope you're not busy." He's like, "Are you?" I'm like, "Are you at work?" Like, I'm like, fucking. He must have been like, "Who is this crazy person calling me?"
Yeah.
So he like goes outside, and we have this talk, and I go on this like, probably minute. I don't know if you told this girl to do this or not, but like, it's bullshit. And of course, I blocked her. Like. We're trying to be reasonable here, but I'm telling you right now, I got a pretty bad taste in my mouth about this whole thing. We're not. And it actually ended up being a very nice conversation. They're very nice. He's a very nice guy.
And now Amanda's best friends with them.
Well, we haven't talked since, but it was a very, I was like, listen, we take full responsibility for this. This was our fault. It's us not doing our due diligence. What can we do to fix? Actually, you and I had already decided in the meantime to change our name. We decided we're going to put it's really at the beginning.
Yeah, like I know it's a big change, but it does when you search.
Totally.
It makes a difference.
Yeah. And this the podcast it's really none of our business. So like I'm fine with it. I think it's a good change.
Yeah,
so fine. I told him, okay, we've decided we're going to rebrand. Here are the things I'm changing. Here are the things I'm not. I'm not getting a new song done, but like, why does he care about that?
Yeah.
Are you happy? He said yes.
Yep.
He said, maybe we could do an episode together. We'd be perfectly happy to do that with you guys if you're listening or watching.
So we wish them well.
Yeah.
None of our business. We wish you well.
And I actually did listen to an episode or two, and it's very good. It's very funny. Like enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So like, we're not coming for you. And we have changed our name to It's Really None of Our Business.
Yeah.
So anybody listening, thank you for joining the It's Really None of Our Business podcast.
Here's to us.
Here's to us. I have water. Why don't we have wine?
We really should, because, you know, it is like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
no,
that's
I'm
true.
just kidding. It's not really that early. Start this again. So, Amanda, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
As I always have a question for you.
I'm like the expert in the room.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so does Karsten have a hall pass? Like, is there somebody that...
Like a famous person?
Okay, well, that's a good point. Famous person or not famous person? Like, is there like a... Okay, let's stick with a famous person because it's an easier conversation. Is there somebody that Karsten would say like, yeah, I want to fuck so-and-so and it's fine with you. You have a...
We have never actually like discussed it, but like, I don't know, whatever. Sure. I should ask him. Maybe like, I'm sure he probably has somebody, but like the idea of a celebrity hall pass is like, sure.
Yeah.
Like you're always going to say yes to that because the chances
of
it happening are like this.
Yeah.
Does he have like a hall pass? Like, oh, you know, our neighbor Becky down the street. I don't know if I'd be okay with that because that's like, there's a pretty good chance of that happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that really a hall pass or is that just you want to fuck the neighbor? And you're waiting for her to get drunk enough.
Yeah, and if you have a hall pass, do you decide, you know, like not Jenny the neighbor, but Becky the neighbor's fine.
Well, are hall passes specific or a hall pass in general? Like you can have sex with one person outside of our relationship. I don't care who it is. But only one time. Like what are you asking?
And well, I was actually just asking about a famous celebrity hall pass, but this has gone into a totally different direction, which it always fucking does with us.
Does Greg have a hall pass?
Okay, so Greg's in love with Scarlett Johansson and Charlize Theron.
Okay.
Do you know who those bitches are? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Greg was sitting there one day and he's like, he was watching Entertainment Tonight or something, and he found out that Charlize Theron is looking for a relationship, and she was going off about how she just wants a nice, normal guy. And so Greg says to me, he's like, well, who's more normal than me? And maybe you should write me a recommendation.
Would you?
Like, yeah, fuck you.
You're mine.
Fuck you and your recommendation, Greg. Charlize Theron, if you're listening, stay away from my man.
Have you seen the movie Monster that she's in? I think she won a bunch of awards for it.
Which one was it?
She plays a lesbian, like she like uglifies herself. Like tell him to watch that. Maybe he won't like her anymore because she looks like she gained a bunch of weight. Like she won a bunch of awards because she did such a good job in it. It's a really like I think Christina Ricci's in it, and
What's the premises of the movie?
I can't really remember. It's like a lesbian relationship, but like they're all very dysfunctional. I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember it being really good.
Huh.
You should watch it.
I'm gonna watch it with Greg and go, look, there's your
hall pass.
There's your beautiful woman looking for an...
So
these bitches I find... Okay, so here's the other thing. Okay, so Greg says he wants a hall pass, and so Scarlett Johansson and Charlize Theron are specific type of women. Like, they're lean and tall and
Except Scarlett
thin.
Johansson's not. She's got, like, the big bum. Like, Scarlett Johansson's curvy.
You think so?
She's way more curvy. Like, she is known for, like, her bum and her boobs and her curves. Like, she's not, like, fat by any means, but she's known as a curvy.
I see her as a skinny little bitch.
I'm gonna Google this right now. I'm just getting my phone.
Okay, like she was recently in that movie with
The Marriage Story.
Yeah, The Marriage Story. Thanks for saving me.
I love that movie.
And I'm thinking she's just this skinny little bitch.
Scarlett Johansson body type.
Just like naked
hourglass.
Oh.
Scarlett Johansson has an hourglass body shape.
Well, I have a more hourglass.
Yeah. You want to see hourglass?
You want to see big boobs, big ass, like right here.
So what you're saying though, and let's say she is this trim, slim person like Charlize Theron.
All right.
What you're saying is it bothers you because they're very different than you.
You know what? Okay, so first of all, the idea of porn doesn't bother me, like you know that, and so like movie celebrities doesn't bother me. Like you want to fuck one of these people, that's fine. I mean, there's people I want to fuck too, like Jason Momoa.
Oh, okay.
Right?
He's not really my type.
Yeah. Don't even talk. Like I don't want him to talk. Like just beat his chest.
See, but I'm not into that. Like, I think personality is the only thing that gets me going.
Well,
like,
I think that if I started having a conversation with him, I don't think it would work out.
yeah, you dry right up. For real.
Okay, but so my body, as people probably can tell, is not. I'm not Scarlett Johansson or
Charlize Theron.
Yeah. I'm like this, big boobs, big butt,
big personality.
Big personality. There's no le petite fleur in me, right? Yeah. So no, it doesn't make me feel jealous. It just makes me like, well, it's interesting that his fantasies are about these women when his real relationship is.
But I think that's how those things normally go. You normally fantasize about things that aren't readily available to you, right? Like
Yeah, I guess.
Like if he's gonna, I don't know, who's that girl? This one girl reminds me so much of you. She's from like Gilmore Girls, the mom. She's on lots of stuff.
Huh.
She's in Parenthood. Lauren Graham, I think her name is.
Yeah,
Anyways,
terrible with
so let's just
celebrities.
say if he had a crush on her, it'd be like kind of weird because it's like, well, that's like Monica. Like you just have a crush on your freaking fiance, your wife.
And that's the way it should be. You should only.
But you
lust
like
after
Jason.
Women that
Jason Momoa is nothing like Greg.
Yes, he is.
Greg, in my mind, you're just like Jason Momoa. I don't know. I think.
No, I think it would be me saying that I wanted some skinny little guy, like because I like my men a bit bigger. A bit burlier. Like I like that, construction car hardy, beefy dude, right?
Yeah.
It's like Jason Momoa. So
yeah, totally. Jason Momoa's like has his Carhartts on and a hammer.
But can you imagine? Like, come on, did you not just get wet right there?
I see the appeal of Jason Momoa, but he's not really my type. I'm more of like the lean, like the.
Oh, you're one of those skateboard guys.
Kind of. In my younger days, like I was super into the guys with like the pants around their like.
Oh, Amanda, you disappoint me so much.
And part of me still is like, I don't know, it's weird. But like if I'm talking like perfect male body type, it'd be Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Like super lean and trim, but like lots of muscles, but like not like bulky, not like The Rock, like I'm not.
Oh no, that's. See, we can go to these celebrity parties
together. Yeah, we can split up. Like we won't have to compete. That's what I'm saying though about the whole hall pass thing is like it's a fun conversation to have, but is it really like a legitimate offer? I don't know. Like I wouldn't even really consider that a hall pass. That's just like a, I don't know, fantasy. Like a hall pass would be like, okay.
Your ex-girlfriend comes to town, you go right ahead.
It's fine. I know you really miss your ex-girlfriend and she had those tricks that I won't do.
Okay, tell me, sex in general, as human beings, I find, why are we so jealous? Do you know? Because, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess the thing is...
It's like ownership.
Is sex just sex, right? And that becomes the question. Because if sex is just sex, then it should be fine for... me to go fuck somebody, for him to go fuck somebody, but we don't really feel that way. Now, is that just a woman thing? Like,
I don't know. I don't think it is because I think biologically it would be because men are meant to go plant their seed. Yeah. Right. But I think that they still want this devoted person.
They want a devoted person, but what about their emotional connection with the devoted person? Because for me, I can't go around fucking everybody I see because it makes me feel like a piece of shit. In your soul.
But
maybe,
is it?
Maybe you go and maybe that's you. No, I know you're not like that either. But
I never got the chance.
Yeah.
In another life, maybe I would have.
But I don't think you would. Otherwise, you probably would have.
I don't know though. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have tied myself down so early.
Yeah. But the whole idea of, and I know different women think totally different about this. Yeah. But the whole idea about just fucking everybody that you see makes me feel a little injured.
Mm-hmm. But is it because when you're having sex with somebody it gives you that connection? Yes. It's like that emotional thing and you're just you feel if you're moving on to somebody else it's like a rejection, you know what I mean?
Because if it's just sex, and so no matter how you present it to yourself, it's just sex, it's just sex, and I've heard other women say this who have sex like that, that they feel hollow and empty at the end because you still like. I think that what we're really wanting is someone to say, "I love you" and you're amazing, and you want that connection.
It's funny because after one of our episodes, like one of my girlfriends reached out to me and she was listening and she said something. I don't remember what we were talking about, but she said, I think that I think I have sex like a man, like because when she was younger, like she would have so much sex without any emotional connection, and I was like, you gotta say like at least some of it you must have had connection. She's like, some of it, yeah, but a lot of it I was just like doing it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So
I guess
and
it
she's
just
like
makes you a different person.
Yeah. She says she falls asleep after sex and her husband always makes fun of her. Like she's like the man version. Because like it's true. Like it's like there's like so many memes and like, it's just that's what guys do. It's fall asleep after sex and they're like, got what I needed, I'm done.
Like I'm curious though about women and how they feel about sex. Can you disconnect from sex? I mean, I also have another girlfriend and I had this conversation with her and I say that, after sex, I like to be held and like, I like that person to say that they love me. Like that emotional connection is like, is 40% for me.
Do you still need that from Greg even though you've been with him so long?
I feel like I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm like, okay, we're done. Let's clean up and see you later. We have other shit to do. Whether it's sleeping or moving on with the day. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I get it.
We have like a funny joke, like after we're done, we're like always like, thank you for your business. And like really like we say it to each other all the time. It's like, I got what I needed, you got what you needed. Okay, see ya later.
Yeah, that absolutely is true.
At the beginning but it's because I know I have that relation. Like if I was lacking like knowing that he loved me and all that stuff, I'd probably want more oh, cuddle me after sex, like so that way I know that you didn't just fuck me and shook me.
Okay, it's ridiculous to think that every time you have sex you're gonna want to say, please just look into my eyes and make love to me, because look into my eyes.
Okay, like what is making love anyways? Like is that something people do? Like I just want to get fucked. Like I never want to make love.
Wow.
Nobody should be listening to this right now. It's true though. Like I don't know, it's boring, isn't it? I guess.
Well, and I think again a lot of people feel the way you do, and for me that whole, it's a different level of sex. Like it's that soul level, and like it's cheesy, I suppose, that whole looking into your partner's eyes and connecting on a sexual, like that really turns me on. That kind of, but I
find it hard to like get there with somebody that I'm like, I think maybe because like I've just been with Carson so long.
What about if you're drunk? Does that make it better?
Oh no, I want to get fucked way harder if I'm drunk. If I'm drunk, I'm not staring in your eyes. I'm probably staring at the pillow. We might have to edit this.
As usual, we need to change the name of this podcast.
So Monica's horny.
What about me? You too. Sex with Monica and Amanda, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to rebrand again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hall passes, I think, are like one of those interesting things. Like I understand why people would want to like those open relationships. I can see the appeal of that.
Yeah.
In lots of ways, but I think like on paper it'd be like, oh yeah, it would work out fine. Like especially I'd be a fan of the don't ask, don't tell situation. Like you do you. Yeah. I don't want to know about it though. Yeah. As long as you come back to me and you still love me, but like you got a blowjob from somebody. But like just thinking about him going out and doing it, like it really, I don't like it. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like I don't.
Does it become like okay, so again, it becomes this logic versus emotion, right? Yeah. So the whole logic of like, yeah, just go have sex, just don't tell me. But then on an emotional level, you're telling me that I don't like it. So like it comes with a feeling in your gut. Yeah.
And
right?
and like the whole logistics behind it. So he's still going to have to meet these people somehow. Like, are you going online and looking? Like, I don't want that. Like,
yeah. And if you are, then are you taking the time that I have with you because you're busy looking for somebody else to sleep with? And I think that I don't know how you could.
I think that could get really tricky.
Resentment without, unless it was like, okay, every time you go away on business, then go ahead and do it. And so when we're both alone and there's no.
Yeah. Like if that was, I could understand how it would work in that situation. Like if you're like out of town, you're going to be in a hotel room by yourself anyways. You like call your wife, say like, okay, like good night, see you in 2 days when I'm home, like kiss the kids for me or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you like do your thing, like, and nobody knows. Do I love the idea of that happening? Not really, but I'm like, whatever. He probably had so much fun. And like getting attention from new people is kind of fun. And like, as long as everything was safe and, you know, you're not bringing home anything and like, you're never going to see this person again, like ever, not even Facebook friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Sounds like a hooker.
Except it's free. That's true. Actually,
in our mind, it's free. It's, you know.
I think like it's like talking these things through. The more I think about it, I'm like, oh, I don't know actually, because there's like too much there.
There's way too much there, and like I said, on a logical level, I think I can handle it. Like, I totally hear what you're saying, but on an emotional level, but I think that my idea of cheating has definitely changed since I was like a young person. Like I remember in my 20s when I found out that my ex-husband had like called one of those 1-800 1-900 numbers, those sex, and I was so mad. I was like so mad. I was furious, like that you would talk to another woman. And now I'm like fucking Pornhub, like that. But your idea changes, you know, about what healthy sex is. And like, first of all, I'm a believer in porn. Like, go ahead and porn all you want. And I read so many of these, you know, when we're looking for those what the fucks, and I'm going to say 30% of them are women saying, why does my partner need to masturbate, or why does he need to watch pornography? And I'm like because they see it as all these perfect bodies. Yeah. And
they're choosing that over me.
It's like, I'm like, it's not. It's not that at all. No. And I mean, I watch porn, and
I don't really watch porn, but like I don't really need, I still make myself. But like I'm nothing wrong with it. Like I just personally, like, all the porn I've ever watched, I'm kind of like I just gotta find good stuff. You gotta send me some links.
Well, we may like different things.
That's true. Now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Wine and What the Fuck.
Woohoo!
What do you got for us today, Monica?
Okay, so as usual, I found this one on Facebook. You know, I keep laughing because the amount of Facebook groups that I am members of.
Yeah. Do you comment on any, or you're just a lurker?
I'm pretty much a lurker. Every now and then, like, I belong to these relationship type podcast groups, and I will comment on it, and it depends. Like, sometimes someone posts and asks for advice, and then there's 300 comments. I'm like, and most of the time, people love just to talk trash about people. So people will say, you know, get a fucking life, or what's wrong with you? And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what's wrong with people?
That is a whole separate conversation we should have one day, because I find it exhausting. Like, even that girl who came at us, like, on our...
Yeah, like why?
You could have just left it alone. And then, like, when I blocked her, because, it took everything in me not to say something back. Yeah. To be like, who the fuck are you anyways? And, like, shut up.
But there are people who get off on that. Yeah. Like, they love it, and they love the drama. They love getting all
It's like you feel
emotional.
Like you put somebody in their place, and you feel proud of yourself for that or something. Like,
and I'm just like, I think you're just immature.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I have no time. I have no time for people who just want to say bad shit about people. I just don't have time for
look at the podcast we have.
But
it's different, yeah.
You know, this is more like reading something and going, what would you do? Yeah. And what do you think about it? Rather than saying specific. Well, I guess we do say, that person's fucked. Yeah. Like, I guess we do say that.
But it, like, we're not, I don't know. I don't think that it's the same as, like, on a Facebook message board. Like, my community Facebook page is hilarious. Like, somebody will post, like, to the truck who's parked in my spot that I shoveled out. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I had to, like, step through a snowbank. And it's like, of course, that is annoying.
It is.
If that happens to me, I'm not posting it on Facebook. I'm not taking a picture and putting it on Facebook. Like, I just don't understand what... And then there's like 300 comments underneath with everybody being like, they had nowhere else to park. Leave them alone. Or, no, I'm on her side.
Yeah,
like,
the street doesn't belong to you. I mean, and I see this, and I have this conversation every day at my own house
Yeah.
because Greg wants to go and flatten everybody's. He doesn't flatten people's tires, but he gets so mad about that very thing.
But does he get
Post it
mad
on
and talk
Facebook?
to
No.
you? Exactly.
He just talks to me.
And it's okay. Like, I get annoyed at neighbors for certain things too.
Yeah.
But I don't feel the need to like
post it on Facebook and start a 300 comment, and it's like,
and that
people.
It
I can't
takes over
believe
your
it.
day, like, because then you keep getting the notifications from all 300 people who are commenting,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, and then you're up all night, and it's like, what have you done with your day? Like that day that we had all that drama with that other podcast, I like my anxiety was up, and I'm usually like a pretty like chill. Let me stop myself there. I'm not really.
Liar.
But I don't go through my day usually feeling like this sense of like
anxiety or anger.
Yeah,
It's
and
anger.
I felt like pure anger, like, and like I freaking phoned a stranger to yell at him, and like it worked out good, and I'm actually very proud of myself for how like well it ended up, like, because like I said, I so badly wanted to comment on her stuff and be like, who the fuck are you anyways? Like, I creeped her shit, and I have so many things I wanted to say.
Do you not feel like 2020 has been the most divisive year ever? Like, just talking about American politics, talking about COVID, talking about Black Lives Matter. Like, it's been a snowball.
You have to be on one side or the other too.
On one side or the other. And people, I've had, like back to Facebook, I've got, family in the US and family in Canada. And so the whole Trump thing, like people are saying, my family in the US was saying like, I'm going to block you. And, it's just, and I've never seen so much divisiveness among my family, among, like this year has been crazy for that. It's really hard for me to just say, okay, I respect your opinions and I love you and I don't want to talk about this anymore. That's the way that I end those conversations, because I have learned that whether you believe in Black Lives Matter, or whether you believe in homosexuality as a choice, any of those things, do you then block yourself from those people and go, well, if you don't think like I think, then we have no relationship.
If you don't believe exactly the same way, or if you don't think the same way I do, then you're an idiot.
I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks trying to make you see it my way. And I'm telling you, it never works.
Oh, I know. I watched yesterday, it's like a satire documentary. It's not really. It's called Death to 2020. Did you watch it?
I started watching it and then I kind of went, and I'm just like, I'm over it.
Yeah,
I didn't get through it.
It kind of just summarized everything that happened this year, and it's kind of just like, but like 2021 going to be any different?
No. I do you see it becoming any different?
Not anytime soon.
I don't see that light yet. The light at the end of the tunnel. Like nothing has changed. Like the world is just, and I want to say the world, and it blows my mind.
I know. We have to like somehow try to like maintain happiness in our own lives just to like get through, but it's like not that easy. I can see why people are really struggling, because I feel good. I still have my job. Carson's still employed. My kids are happy and healthy. We enjoy spending time together. But even just yesterday, I was like, I don't like this life anymore. Like, we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. It's cold outside. There's so much snow. The kids are whining because we took them on a walk and they had to carry Kenna, and she's so freaking heavy. And like, I'm just like, I got home and I'm like, is this what life is? Like, is this my fucking life? Like,
but at the same time, grasshopper.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is the time, like, we have to think it's not going to be like this forever.
Yeah.
This is a time to just sit and go, it's okay. Like, just be grateful.
Yeah.
Like, fucking be grateful.
I woke up this morning with the whole, like, okay, yesterday you were grumpy.
Yeah.
Today is a different day. And it's fine. Like, I got up early and I exercised, because that's what it is. I'm not exercising. I'm eating like shit. I'm drinking too much, like, so then you don't exercise. It's just like a whole thing. I'm like, the reason I feel so shitty is my own fault. So,
but it's not just, it's not just an internal thing.
Yeah.
It is what's going around, but outside of us, right?
Yeah.
Like all the bullshit and all that shit that's coming, like, it's just like an avalanche, and it's really hard to separate yourself to be part of the momentum of like life fucking sucks, like because that's what everybody is saying right now.
That is true. It's true. It is the momentum. That's a really good way of saying it, because the whole world is like 2020 is a dumpster fire. 2020 can kiss my ass. Whereas Karsten's kind of like, I like it. Like he's happy to be at home.
Yeah.
He's happy to not go out and spend money. He's he's like 2020's actually been lovely.
But
Like,
human beings were like a bunch of sheep.
yeah.
And so when you go on Facebook and everyone's saying 2020 is a dumpster fire, and you go and you turn on the news and it's like death and shit blowing up and people are dying, like this is all you're seeing is mayhem, destruction, anxiety, and then you become part of this. You just hop on board and you're like, you're right, it does suck. But I mean, for me, I mean, this 2020 has actually been, we started 2 podcasts, moved in with Greg, got Johnny out of the house finally. I've lowered all my bills. It's been great for me. It's been great. Like no one I know has gotten sick. I empathize with all the people whose life sucks at this time. But I think that we need to stop hopping on the life fucking sucks train and figure out that, hey, this is great. Like, can you imagine if we never had to go back to work again? If we could work from home forever, I'm like this is great.
I know what you mean. It's all like thinking about like putting everything into perspective and just like we're all in it together, as they say. So like, let's just keep making people laugh with our judgment. What do you got, anyways?
Okay, let's go on to this. Because like, why do we do this? We deviate, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, on another tangent.
Sorry, guys.
Back to wine and what the fuck. So I'm gonna first have some of this delicious, really expensive wine.
This one's actually, I think it's probably about $18. Yeah,
not bad.
I got it on sale. Like I'll never spend more than 15. It's probably a 14, 13.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I'm a sale hunter.
You are.
Only for alcohol.
You need to write down the names of these wines so that I can have it on my cheap list for when people come over like you.
It's true.
Because I'm not going to give you the good stuff.
Oh no, I can't taste the difference anyways. What's the point?
Okay, so my wine and what the fuck is about cross-dressing. So here's what's been bugging the shit out of me, and I don't know how to deal with the situation. My husband is a cross-dresser. Yes, I knew about it before we got married, and because his cross-dressing was sporadic, I figured I'd be able to deal with it since he didn't do it all the time. That is until about a month ago when his cross-dressing turned into a daily occurrence. Don't get me wrong, I love him, but I can't deal with it anymore. I hardly get the male side of him, which is the side I fell in love with. And when I do, I'm lucky if I get an hour. My sexual attraction towards him is becoming non-existent. I can't have sex with him dressed as a girl because I'm heterosexual, and he only wants to have sex when he's dressed as a girl. I can't approach him about it because every time I've tried, all that comes out of my mouth has been brutally hurtful. So when I try to talk to him, he won't even acknowledge me because he thinks I'm about to cut him down, which obviously she does. Back to that whole emasculating thing that we were talking about. Like, but
it's hard though from her point of view too.
Another thing is that he's very hidden about it, but has voiced that he wants to be a chick with a dick, but won't come out to any of his family or friends, and it feels like I'm being punished because I'm the only one who sees it, but I can't talk to anyone about it.
He's probably trans, like, or you know what I mean?
I don't necessarily think so.
Why would you want to spend the majority of your time dressed as the opposite sex if you didn't really think that you were that sex?
Because a cross-dresser, like somebody who cross-dresses, just loves to, like, they get off on wearing women's clothing, women's shoes, and that's when they...
He said he wants to be a chick with a dick, and he spends the majority of his time... Like, it's not just in the bedroom. Like, it is in the bedroom, she said, but the way I'm hearing that is that it's, like, when they're at home, like, he wants to live his life as a woman. Like, and that's you do you. Like, and especially, like, it just makes me think of, like, the whole Kris Jenner and... I'm blanking on her name. Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the process of transitioning before he met Kris Jenner back in, like, the day, like, after she did the Olympics. And then ended up meeting Kris and kind of, like, put it on hold. but still would go and like, you know, when he would be out of town, like change and like do things when nobody knew. And like, it was always kind of part of him.
Yeah.
And now look at her. Like I'm probably using these pronouns wrong, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but like it's deep within, you know.
But I also know, okay, so there's that people who want to go the full way and they actually don't. They're sexual. You're right. They're trans. They want to be. And they want to be in another body. And you can't marry somebody and just like fuck up. But she knew about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the situation. I have a girlfriend who married a guy with the same issue. So
okay.
he was just sometimes like to wear women's underwear to bed.
So okay.
And lingerie. He liked lingerie, he liked high heel shoes, and he would dress up like this in the bedroom. And she kind of did the same thing, like, well, I know about this, and yeah, like she's a kinky bitch and very open sexually, and said I can handle this.
Yeah.
But she couldn't.
Yeah.
But she couldn't. And it's the same with this woman that we're talking about here. Is like you want to be, when you're a heterosexual female, generally you want to be with a heterosexual man. And like, first of all, I feel so much empathy for this guy. I was recently listening to a podcast about a guy who was a crossdresser, and he was talking about his many failed relationships. So the same sort of thing. Like he would tell these women and they'd be okay, and then all of a sudden it would come out that it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what that would be like to have this feeling like this is who I am, and nobody accepts you? Like, to put myself, like, I'm trying to put myself into both of these people, and as that man, you are who you are.
The problem, I think it would be easier to feel accepted as if you put yourself in a community of like-minded people.
Yeah.
So what the guy that you are talking about did, though, is he married a straight woman.
Yeah.
He's living the straight life. He's not telling anybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for you because you're completely alone.
Yeah.
And she's probably like,
I can't tell anybody.
I married a straight guy, I thought.
She did know, but it
okay,
sounded
yeah,
like
I shouldn't be saying straight anyways, because like he probably is straight. He just I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm bad at these.
Yeah,
but like it's just kind of like it's one of those things though, and this goes back to what we've talked about before: is people don't freaking do their research of themselves or their partner or what they want or communicate before people get married.
Yeah.
It's like you might have thought you were okay with it because you wanted to get married and you wanted the life, and he was there and he was the person and you guys really got along. And of course you can be best friends with somebody and not have that like marriage material level relationship.
Yeah. But once you decide to marry somebody, what you're saying is, I accept this person, like, you know, scars, flaws, and all.
Yeah.
So if you knew about this, like, and I think that by emasculating this guy, which it sounds like she is, you're pushing that wedge just further and further apart. Like, I can't see how this relationship is going to work out. And in the case with my friend who was married to a crossdresser, the relationship didn't work out.
Did they have
either.
kids?
No,
oh, okay.
They didn't have kids together, and eventually she, you know, like it was such I think a turn off for her.
So do you know where he is now? Like
he's in another relationship
with a woman?
Yeah.
And he is.
I don't know. I'm not friends with him, but
because I wonder, like,
he definitely was sexually attracted to women because he came on to me.
Who doesn't? Well, I think, like you said, the chances of this relationship working out. How long did you say they were married? Did we hear that?
These people?
Yeah.
No, they didn't say.
Okay. So, like, if it sucks. Like, if they have to go through the whole divorce and all that stuff, but like.
Can you see this relationship working?
No, but I'm like looking into the future, and because he said he wants to spend the majority of his time, and he is, like, I bet you look fast forward 5 years, he's probably living his life as a woman. Because wearing women's underwear in bed and like while you have sex and lingerie, that's a whole different thing than like wanting to go about your day-to-day life dressed in women's clothing. So if she's saying that he's doing it more and more often and said, I want to be a chick with a dick, like, that's just like, he probably just hasn't admitted to himself yet, or he doesn't want to say it out loud.
And I'm sure there are other people. Like, I mean, if maybe you're sexually attracted to women and you are like this, but there has to be, your people are out there.
Yeah,
right?
there's
somebody out there for everybody.
Exactly. So it's like, don't try to be something you're not. I think that's the thing, is a lot of us do this like, okay, well, this is the box I've put myself in. You know, I live in my wife and my kids in the suburbs, and, you know, I'm not telling anybody what I really like to do.
Because, you know, there's shame involved. He's not telling anybody because of the shame.
Yeah.
Like, what is his parents going to say? What is his coworkers going to say?
And I know it's so easy for us on the outside to say, well, go find your people and fuck everyone else. But like, you can't really.
It's not.
What was he going to do? Never like see his family, like his parents? I don't know. Does he have kids? I don't know. Yeah. But like, there's lots of layers to it that make it complicated. It's just, I think she's writing into this advice column, and I'm thinking
she's looking for people to say, fucking leave him, fucking leave. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, when you put yourself out there with your perspective out there, like, you know, he's a crossdresser and I'm attracted to men, she's asking for permission to leave.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know, what are you going to show your husband? Look, 300 people said that I need to leave, so I've decided to go.
Well, that's just another way to like emasculate him too. Like, it just sucks that like you're at this point in the relationship with your partner and you can't even have a conversation with him. And I know what, like, with my ex, like, I got to the point where every time I talked to him, I was like putting him down in some way. You just develop those habits, right? So she says, I can't even talk to him because every time it's like coming across as me saying really hurtful things.
And well, she is saying hurtful things.
She probably isn't going into it being like, today I'm going to hurt his feelings, but she's probably just not into it. And that's what's coming out. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't mean to be a dick, but, you know, like that kind of thing. And I'm not saying it's right, but that's probably what's happening.
My guess is that that's just their way. And
even, let's say, okay, he goes, okay, fine. Like, I know you don't like this anymore. I'm going to go back to doing it once a month or whatever, right?
Every time, not at all.
Every time she has sex with him, she'll still be in the back of her head. She'll still be thinking, like, as he's like lost in thought, staring at the wall, is he wishing he was drunk? Like, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, he's not happy. We're not happy. What are we doing here? Like, this is just like
don't you think, and I think we've had this conversation, that if your sexual relationship sucks, nothing else will work. Like, you know, that whole adage of like, once you become roommates and you're no longer having sexual relationship, is over. Yeah. Don't you think that that's true?
I do, definitely. And I think, like we've said before, it depends on stages of relationships. Because I told you, like, when I first time, like, you know,
but I'm not talking about I've just had a baby and I don't feel like sex.
You're talking about fair enough.
Life,
no, I agree.
Life is good and I just don't want to have sex with you. I mean, I know that when I was in that situation myself and I was just living day to day without having sex, and I was reading those things saying, well, once your relationship hits that point of not having sex, it's over. I'm like, no. And I'm like, yes. Like, all I can think about is having sex. And if your partner's not meeting your sexual needs, you're gonna go and get it someplace else. Like,
or you're just gonna be miserable.
I guess not everybody is gonna cheat, but you're gonna be miserable.
I think some people, especially women, would probably just like be miserable, never cheat, probably never masturbate. Just like, I look around sometimes at like really bitchy people. Do you ever do this? I'm like,
you're like, you just need to get laid.
When's the last time you had an orgasm?
Yeah,
like, that's
it wasn't this morning, obviously.
Like, people who come every day are a lot happier. Like, for real. And I don't care if you're...
How do you know? Do you, like, take a survey of your friends? Like,
I'm gonna start.
Do you come? And I think men, I'm gonna say, come a lot more than women.
I would say, like, leaps and bounds more. Mm-hmm. By the way, is that a real saying? Because Kirsten told me the other day it's not.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It sure is, Karsten.
But the fact that I've used it now twice in a week, maybe I'm overusing it. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think you should use it more.
Thank you. I leaps and bounds agree. Wait, that was wrong.
I agree by leaps and bounds.
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, like, it's just like, okay, you know, you're driving, somebody who like really is like a bitchy person, like they're just like walking around with a scowl on their face, like a Karen. One of the first things I think is like, have you had an orgasm recently? Like,
or ever?
Like, and maybe that's why she's so bitchy, because she doesn't know how to get off.
Yeah. There are people who just, I mean, it is a personality type that I don't understand. Why do you live your life in such an aggravated
Yeah.
mode.
Like,
Why
it
are
makes
you? Why are
me-
you this person?
I've been there. I've been like, I think I still have it in me a little bit, but like, I don't think I go through my day. Like, my favorite thing to do is giggle and laugh. Like,
Yeah.
what isn't everybody's? Like, why would you
No.
not want to? Like,
It's not, and there are some people that just live their life with a scowl on their
Yeah.
face, trying to just live in that momentum that we were just talking about of this dumpster diving of
Yeah.
emotion, and everybody sucks and you suck. And you know what? If you look for the worst in people, you'll find it. It's there, and all you need to do is sort of scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Find what. If I start digging on your shitty
Don't
part,
dig.
like it'll be really
Don't do
easy. But you know what I mean? Like when you're in a relationship with somebody and they start looking for your faults and they start exposing them, and then they start exposing your vulnerability because you know what I mean? And then they're just like, and then that becomes a button to push. And then
you put up your defenses,
Yeah.
so then you become like hostile towards them. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Why are people like that? I don't know. People just need to be more like us. Okay, so if this is a stupid question because I already know the answer, but if Carson said, Amanda, I just want to wear women's pants.
I don't know. I would struggle with it because I don't find that kind of stuff attractive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm attracted to like the manlier energy.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'll just wear it when you're not around. I'll just wear it underneath my car.
I would know that he's wearing it though, and it
Yeah.
would bug me.
Like it's so strange that
Yeah.
something. Okay, and I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
I'm. If Greg decided he needed to wear panties,
Yeah.
I would cringe. Like
Yeah.
it's like a.
This would be like a pretty close to game changer. It'd be like, okay, you're not the person I thought you were.
Yeah.
You know, like
And it's weird though. Like if you think on a logical level, why?
yeah.
Because if Carson is the same person or Greg's the same person, let's not put it all on poor
Yeah.
Carson.
Yeah.
They're the same person, and even if they don't want to have sex that way, to me, I'd be like, I want a man.
Yeah.
You know?
I just wonder like what would have changed, what makes you all of a sudden change and decide you need
Well,
this?
I've just never told you before, but my secret fantasy is to, but wouldn't it be the same thing if I said to Greg, you know what? I just want to pack a penis. I'm going to get one of those falsies and I'm going to wear it.
Peg him. You can start pegging him. That's a thing. People do it.
I know it's a thing, but wouldn't it be the same thing if a woman wanted to wear a penis or strap down their boobs?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, let us know what you guys think of this. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
To more obnoxious conversation with Monica and Amanda.
It's really none of our business.
It's really
Really.
it's really none of our business.
Monica's had too many glasses of wine.
It's only been half of the last.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to It's Really None of Our Business podcast with Monica and Amanda. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. If you've enjoyed this podcast, tell your friends, and please rate and review us where you can. If you are brave enough to reach out and ask us for advice, we will definitely read it out on our show. We'll totally keep your name anonymous, so what do you got to lose? You can reach us by email at ask.noneofourbusiness@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you guys soon. Ciao.